Well, hey, Brian family, Pastor Alex here with our Wednesday Midweek Devotion. And if you can't tell by the expression on my face, I am coming to you very excited today. As many of you have probably read in Pastor Nathan's email that he sent from earlier today, we have the prospect of meeting together in person in the very near future. As our plan right now is to resume some in-person services starting June 14th. And so again, I'm very, very excited about this. As I've said, each and every week that we've done our midweek devotions in this season, I am very much looking forward to the day that we get to see each other in person, and that my primary mode of communicating with you is not through a camera, but rather looking at you in the eyes. And so, again, very, very excited for that. And, you know, there are a lot of things, the idea of meeting in person for church being one of them, but there are many things in life, normal life, that we're able to begin resuming now. One of the things at home for us is our backyard. If you've ever been to our house, is a city park, and we have a playground that we can see from our back door, and we have had to look at that with our little daughter Elliot for the last couple of months and kind of tell her we need to wait. And it's been really nice as the playgrounds are open now to get out there and to enjoy that. And, you know, we want to do all of these things that we're able to resume responsibly. We want to do them with a heart of love towards others, but it is exciting. And resuming church in person is at the very top of my list of things that I'm excited for, but pretty high up there on that list is the idea of getting my hair cut. And I am a person that tends to like my hair relatively short, and this is pretty long for me. If you go back to the beginning of our midweek devotions that started, I think, back in March, you can see my slow descent into shagginess. And so I was very close to the point where I was going to just go ahead and cut my own hair and just hope that it went all right. But it sounds like next week, haircut places are going to be open, and I'm going to hopefully take advantage of that and get my hair cut. And there was a time in life when longer hair was the thing for me, but that's definitely not where I'm at this stage in life. And so I think that this time period here, as we begin to start adding more and more things of normal life back into our routines, is a good time for us to reflect back on what's happened in our lives in the last couple of months. And we're not at the end of the road here with everything connected with COVID. There's still plenty of stuff ahead of us, plenty of decisions, some uncertainty within all of that. But it seems like we have reached a milestone, at least temporarily, where we can start to resume some normal activities. And I think that should cause us to pause and think about what God has done in our lives in the last couple of months, and maybe even also think about some of the maybe not so good habits that we've developed in the last couple of months. Because I know I certainly have developed some habits that would not be healthy or responsible or good if I were to continue them into life as we get back to normal. And I think that God has used this time in a really cool way for His kingdom and for many of us individually. And so I would encourage you this week to look at those areas, to sort of reflect back on what God has done. And it's sort of, that brought to mind the encouragement that Paul gives near the end of his letter to the Philippian church. Philippians chapter 4, verses 8 and 9. He says, "Finally, brothers and sisters, whatever is true, whatever is noble, whatever is right, whatever is pure, whatever is lovely, whatever is admirable, if anything is excellent or praiseworthy, think about such things. Whatever you have learned or received or heard from me or seen in me, put it into practice, and the God of peace will be with you. And so I think that there's some application to what has happened in our world within even that passage, because it has been a unique time, and you know what, it'll continue to be a unique time. But the last couple of months really have been something unprecedented in all of our lives. And again, I'd encourage you to look back, to think about, okay, what are those things that God has done in my life that are noble, right, pure, lovely, admirable, excellent, or praiseworthy? And to continue to focus on those things, to say, these are the things that I want to carry forward. These are the things that as normal life resumes, these are the things that as we start to get more busy, that I need to continue, because it has been a positive thing in my own relationship with God, or it's been a positive thing in the way that I reach out with the message of the gospel. Because I think that we've all kind of had to adjust in those areas. And many of us have grown in them. But again, I'd also look at the other side of things and say, okay, what are the habits that I have developed in this time of being stuck at home, of having not a whole lot of social contact, that would maybe not be, right, noble, right, pure, lovely, admirable, excellent, or praiseworthy? Say, all right, what can I do? How can I ask God? How can I ask the Holy Spirit to help me rid myself of those habits so that I can move forward having grown, having maybe come up with a new appreciation for certain aspects of my faith? And so, again, I'm very excited that we can begin to resume normal life in many ways. But I'm also convicted that there are some things that have come out of this time that are probably worth really continuing to grow, continuing to cultivate, if you will, in our lives. And so, hey, real quick before I close today, just want to let our middle school and high school students know that we're going to do this week and next week for our word scramble competition. And so I'd encourage you to reach out to your fellow grade members and have them, I'm not saying you have to do it right now, or each week you can go back, find the word scramble, text me the answers, and I'll still count those things. So you have 2 weeks to get those in, and we'll announce our winner the following week. So again, I miss all of you. I'm praying for all of you, and very excited to see many of you on June 14th.